Before you save money, watch this. Ever feel like you're saving money just to spend it later? Like you're working hard to build a stash, only to see it slip away as soon as you make a purchase? It's frustrating, isn't it? You've been taught that saving is the key to financial success, but what if I told you that saving without a solid plan could actually hurt you more than help you? You need a strategy, a purpose that connects to your deepest values and goals. If you don't know why you're saving, then no amount of money is going to bring you the financial freedom you're craving. A lot of people fall into the trap of just stashing away money because they think that's what they should do. But here's the problem: you're not saving to spend. You're saving to create something bigger, whether that's financial security, freedom, or even the ability to build a legacy. Without this vision, you're just wasting time. But stick with me for a few minutes, and I'll show you how to stop saving mindlessly and start building wealth with intention. Imagine having a savings plan that actually gets you excited, not just for the future, but for every step along the way. I'm talking about aligning your money with what really matters to you. When you do that, savings become more than a habit, they become a vehicle to create the life you've always dreamed of. And that's what we're going to uncover today. The good news is, it's simpler than you might think. By the end of this, you'll see how easy it can be to stop working against yourself and start making your money work for you. Ready to turn your savings plan into a powerhouse for your future? Let's dive in. Before you even think about stashing away any cash, you gotta ask yourself, why are you saving? Are you doing it for a big goal like buying a house, or is it more about having some security in case life throws a curveball? Trust me, saving without a purpose is like running on a treadmill. You're moving but getting nowhere fast. Just like in The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith's character had a vision of success and freedom that kept him going, even when things were tough. He wasn't just saving to save, he was saving with a goal in mind, and that's what made all the difference. When you're saving for a specific reason, like financial freedom or a big purchase, it gives you focus. It turns your money into a tool that's working for you, not just sitting there. But it doesn't stop at just having a goal. You need a clear picture of what you're working toward. That picture becomes your motivator. For example, let's say you're saving for that dream vacation. Every time you put money aside, you're getting closer to that beach, that adventure. Visualizing it gives your saving purpose and power. It's no longer a drag, it's a step towards something exciting. Think about how every superhero in movies has a clear mission. They don't just randomly do things. They have purpose behind every action. The same goes for your savings. Without a mission, your money just sits there doing nothing. But once you have that mission, it becomes a driving force. Now, I get it. Life throws stuff your way, and it's tempting to dip into those savings for a new phone or another random thing. But remember why you're doing it. If you're saving for freedom or a new life chapter, then every penny counts. Even if it's just $50 a month, it adds up. Look at the Avengers, they didn't build their strength overnight. It was a series of small, intentional steps. Saving is the same way. You can't rush it, but the power comes when you have the purpose behind it. And listen, if you don't have a clear reason for saving, you'll probably fall off the wagon. It's like trying to work out without any goals. You might start strong, but you'll burn out quickly. Instead, sit down, think about your goals, and make a plan that excites you. Imagine how different it'll feel when you start seeing that savings account grow with purpose. So, what's your reason for saving? What's the bigger picture? And in the next step, you'll learn how to really make that savings account grow by knowing the difference between saving and investing. Trust me, it's a game changer. So, here's the deal: saving and investing are two totally different animals. When you save, you're putting money aside for a rainy day, like keeping an emergency fund or saving for a short-term goal. It's safe, but let's be real, your money's not growing much. In fact, with inflation, the value of that money is actually shrinking. It's like storing food in your fridge for too long, it'll eventually spoil. On the other hand, investing is all about making your money work for you over the long haul. Think The Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan Belfort didn't get rich by just stashing his cash under the mattress. He invested, took risks, and watched his wealth grow. That's the power of investing. It's the difference between playing defense and playing offense with your finances. When you start saving, it's like putting on armor, you're protecting yourself from financial harm. But investing? That's like gearing up for battle. It's a way to build wealth over time. You take calculated risks, and with the right mindset, those risks pay off. Look at Shark Tank. The investors didn't just save their money, they put it to work. They saw opportunities, invested in them, and watched their returns multiply. But here's the thing, they didn't jump in blindly. They did their homework, understood the companies, and took smart risks. That's the key to successful investing. You've got to do your research and be strategic about where you put your money. Now, I'm not saying you should ditch saving entirely. Heck no! You need both. Think of saving as your safety net and investing as your rocket ship. You want to build up that emergency fund first, 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Once that's in place, then you can think about putting some of that cash into investments that can grow. Stocks, bonds, real estate, or maybe even starting your own business. That's how wealth is built. And guess what? It doesn't have to be complicated. Start small. You don't need to be a financial genius to invest. Apps like Robinhood or Acorns make it super easy to get started, even with a few bucks. In fact, if you're only saving and not investing, you're missing out. Let's say you save $1,000, but inflation eats up 3% of that value each year. At the end of the year, you've got $970 in buying power. But if you invested that $1,000 and got an average return of 7%, you'd be looking at $1,070. That extra $70? It's the power of investing. And trust me, the longer you wait, the more that compounding interest works in your favor. So, get in the game. Start understanding how to use your money for more than just a safety net. Use it to build wealth. In the next step, we'll dive into how to build a habit that'll make saving and investing a regular part of your life. Don't miss it. Alright, here's a game changer for you, paying yourself first. Most people have this backwards. They get their paycheck, pay all the bills, and whatever's left, if anything, goes into savings. But that's not the right way to do it. Paying yourself first means setting aside money for your future before you pay anyone else. You've probably heard it in a million different ways, but it's true. You can't save what's left over, you have to save first. The key is to make it automatic. Treat your savings like a bill, something that gets paid no matter what. This one habit alone can change your entire financial future. Imagine this, you get paid, and before you pay your rent, your utilities, or even grab your morning coffee, you put 10 to 20% of your income into a separate savings or investment account. The beauty here is that you've already prioritized your future before the temptation of spending creeps in. It's like working out, you don't wait until you feel like it to go to the gym. You just do it. That's how paying yourself first works. It's about making it a non-negotiable habit. And trust me, once you do it, it becomes second nature. Think of this like the Fast and the Furious. You know how Dom Toretto always keeps his ride in top condition? Well, paying yourself first is like making sure your financial car is tuned up and ready to go. If Dom only filled his tank after he paid all his crew, his ride would be on empty half the time. Instead, he knows to fuel up first, and that makes sure the car, his financial future, keeps running smoothly. It's the same with money. Paying yourself first guarantees that you're always fueling up for your future, instead of running on empty because you waited too long. So, how can you make this work? Start by setting up automatic transfers. If your bank allows it, set up an automatic transfer of 10 to 20% of your paycheck to a savings or investment account the day you get paid. No excuses. You won't miss what you never see. Over time, this small habit compounds, and before you know it, you're building a solid financial foundation without even thinking about it. And when you get used to this habit, it'll feel weird to do anything else. You'll wonder why you ever let bills get in the way of paying yourself first. Up next, we'll take it to the next level by talking about creating an emergency fund that'll protect you when life throws you curveballs. Let's talk about something crucial, an emergency fund. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I don't have enough money to save for an emergency. I get it. Saving for a rainy day when every penny seems accounted for can feel impossible. But hear me out. An emergency fund isn't just nice to have, it's your financial safety net. Think of it like a shield you keep ready, just in case life decides to throw you a curveball. We're talking about 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate account that you don't touch unless, well, you have an emergency. So, why is this so important? Life happens. You could lose your job, face unexpected medical bills, or have a surprise car repair. Without an emergency fund, you're forced to dip into debt or borrow money. That's stressful, and it can set you back big time. When you have a solid emergency fund, though, you can breathe easier knowing that you're covered for those moments of panic. It's like having an insurance policy that you don't need to pay for monthly. It's just there when you need it most. To put this into perspective, think about how Stranger Things shows the ups and downs of the characters' lives. One moment they're chilling, and the next, they're facing something out of left field, like the Demogorgon showing up. When you don't have an emergency fund, it's like being caught in that moment of surprise and scrambling for a solution. But if you've already set up a no-touch emergency fund, you're ready for the next unexpected twist, no matter what it is. It's your own financial upside-down world, but in a good way. So, how do you start? It's simple. Begin by figuring out how much you need to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Start small if you have to, but the key is consistency. Set aside a portion of your paycheck each month, even if it's just $100. Over time, that amount adds up, and you'll have a buffer that keeps you from falling into debt when life goes sideways. A small effort now leads to big peace of mind later. In the next section, we're going to talk about why saving isn't just about buying stuff, it's about growing wealth and creating opportunities for yourself. Alright, let's get real. A lot of people think saving is all about putting money aside for that next big purchase, a vacation, a new car, a fancy gadget. But here's the thing, if you're saving just to spend later, you're not building real wealth. You're just delaying your spending. And that's a trap many people fall into. It's not about accumulating money for the sake of having more to buy things. It's about saving for ownership, growth, and opportunities. If you keep saving just to spend, you're not growing your money, you're just pausing your desires. Think about it this way. Imagine you're playing The Sims, and you've built your little digital empire. But instead of using your resources to expand, invest, or create new opportunities, you're constantly focusing on just getting the next cool item for your virtual home. In the end, you'll have a nice house, but your financial empire won't grow. The same thing happens when you save with the only goal of spending it. That's just consumerism with a temporary hold button. To build wealth, you need to shift your mindset. Saving is about investing in your future, not your next purchase. So, how do you break this cycle? Start by asking yourself, what do I really want from my finances? If you're just saving to buy things, you're not taking full control of your financial future. Instead, think about how saving can help you own assets, build investments, and secure financial freedom. Let's say you're saving to buy stocks or real estate, not just for a new watch or a pair of shoes. Those investments could appreciate over time, setting you up for long-term financial success. Real growth comes from owning things that increase in value. Now, shifting that mindset isn't always easy. It's kind of like in Breaking Bad, when Walter White goes from doing what he does out of necessity to doing it for the thrill of the power. When you get caught up in just spending for the short-term satisfaction, you forget about the bigger picture. But when you focus your savings on assets, growth, and opportunities, you're in the driver's seat of your financial future. And trust me, that's a much more powerful place to be. In the next section, we'll talk about how to align your savings with your values. It's not just about what you save, it's about why you save and what kind of life you want to live. If you're saving for something that doesn't really matter to you, you'll burn out. Seriously. You can't just save for the sake of saving, or because someone told you that you should. Your savings need to align with what you truly value, or else you'll lose motivation. If you're saving for a life that doesn't match your real values, you won't stick to it. It's like trying to run a marathon when you're not even sure why you're doing it. But when your savings reflect your true goals, they're way more powerful. Take a look at your current savings goals. Are you working towards a house you don't really need? Or maybe you're stacking up cash for a vacation you'll only go on once. There's nothing wrong with enjoying those things, but they shouldn't be your main motivator for saving. Imagine the difference in mindset if, instead, You're saving to invest in your own business, secure a comfortable retirement, or create a life full of experiences that matter most to you. That's when savings stop feeling like a chore and start feeling like a powerful tool. Think about your values. What's truly important to you? Is it freedom, security, a legacy, or maybe the ability to travel the world? Whatever it is, tie your savings to those values. For example, if your dream is to travel the world, focus on building passive income streams that fund your lifestyle. This could mean saving to invest in rental properties, stocks, or other assets that will provide a steady flow of income. When your savings are linked to your values, you'll feel more inspired and determined to keep going. It's kinda like the pursuit of happiness. Will Smith's character, Chris Gardner, didn't just want money, he wanted stability and freedom for his son. He kept pushing forward because his savings, and every dollar he made, were linked to a greater purpose. That sense of purpose gave him the strength to stay focused, even when things seemed impossible. The same principle applies to your own finances. Align your savings with what matters most to you, and you'll never lack the drive to continue. Up next, we're going to dive into how you can plant your financial seeds for long-term growth, just like Proverbs 21 verse 20 teaches us. It's all about making wise, disciplined moves that multiply over time. As you've seen, building a financial future that's meaningful starts with aligning your savings with what truly matters to you. Remember how overwhelming it felt to save money without a clear purpose? Now you know how vital it is to give your savings a strong intention. The next step is in your hands. Take control, define your goals, and watch how quickly things can change when you start saving with purpose. If you want to continue your journey toward true financial empowerment, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss out on the insights that can completely transform the way you approach your money. And for those who are ready to take this even further, let me introduce you to Holistic Health. Nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life. Inside, you'll learn how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure. It's the ultimate guide to aligning your financial health with your overall well-being. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment.